Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie B Cards, and in this video I want to talk about 5 mistakes you don't want to make when collecting baseball cards. So I want to go over 5 different things that you either want to avoid in this hobby or that you might want to do in this hobby in order to enjoy it more. Whether you're a veteran collector or whether you're a brand new collector or investor, whatever you want to call yourself, I want to go over 5 things that I have learned over the last however many years I've been collecting and investing in baseball cards and discuss how you can leverage these points to enjoy collecting more. And so these are all my opinion. Please let me know in the comments below what your opinions are as well and what you think collectors can do to enjoy the hobby more. And let's just jump right into this. The very first thing is know why you open packs. That's like the most important thing. Why are you opening packs of baseball cards? And why do I say that? Right here, this is The Gambler. I don't want to play the song and lose monetization on this video, but you can play it in your head. And that's because opening packs is supposed to be fun with disposable income. What I mean by that is just be aware. Open the pack as if you're not going to make any money back. That can be challenging today with how expensive packs are, and I get that. And we might want, let's say, 50% of value back consistently, but realistically, you're going to get 10 to 20% back out of a box. If you spend $100, you're going to get $10 to $20 worth of cards a lot of the time. And people don't quite get that. It's literally, we have this type of lotto ticket mentality or gambling mentality with sports cards, and that can lead you down a road of addiction, which is not great. And you will lose money a majority, if not all the time. And so I also want to make sure if you're opening packs, do it for fun. Don't expect to hit a big card. If there's a specific card that you would like to purchase, you can go out and buy that card directly, which is what my next point is. Buy the card and not the box. Again, opening packs can be a blast, but we can see here a box of 2018 Topps Update is about $700, or you can buy a PSA 9 Juan Soto Gold Parallel. This extends to Ohtani and Acuna as well, and it's $455 for a PSA 9 or $650 for a BGS 9.5. So you really can buy the card instead of the box, and a lot of people do this now, buy the single you'd rather get out of that box instead of just gambling it away. At the same time, obviously the ceiling is significantly higher with boxes because, you could get not a gold, you could get a black that's worth $5,000, but the odds are extremely low, especially with these boxes. These boxes at one point were $40 to $50 within 12 months of their release, and that's kind of where they're supposed to be, is $50 to $75, but because it's such a great rookie class, it just happens to be more expensive. Same thing with this 2017 Topps Chrome Hobby Box. You're looking for Aaron Judge autographs. Either can buy the box for $525 or an Aaron Judge Purple Refractor number to $250 for $490. It's that same concept. One thing about buying boxes, though, is the fact that you can hold them for the long term. The good thing about boxes is they consistently get opened, and that means the supply of them will almost always go down. People want to open these sets for nostalgia or for the chase of that rare Juan Soto Black Parallel. So that's why boxes tend to appreciate over time, even if the singles don't. Even if it's not the strongest product in the world, it usually tends to appreciate. We have seen high print runs lately, so that might not be the case quite as much now, but that's the reason to buy these boxes. It's generally to hold them, not always to rip them. But if you do want to rip them for fun, make sure you're okay losing $700 because the odds are you're not going to make that money back. So these two go hand in hand. Opening packs is supposed to be fun, and understand what your budget is. Don't go over your budget, and just realize you could buy the single instead of the box if you wanted to. My next tip is know where to sell and buy. This is one that people make mistakes on all the time. There are so many different platforms where you can find rare cards. People spend a majority of their time on eBay, which is great, but there's other places that, grail cards might be listed. You have Golden Auctions, you have Whatnot, Heritage Auctions, you have PWCC, you have MySlabs, you have Alt, you have eBay, you have ComC is one of the best places to find low-end cards, mid to low-end cards, you could say, because there's not any shipping charges, and so you can purchase, 100 cards and then ship them all in one bulk group for $10 versus buying 100 cards and shipping is $1 to $5 per card. The ComC is great. I check it out. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All of these different places have a community or locations where there's a marketplace where cards can be bought and sold. Certain cards do better at certain different types of auction houses. If it's like a mid to lower high-end card, usually eBay does a really good job about getting the most eyeballs for you. PWCC has a lot of, mid to really high-end stuff, but that's not always the best place to sell low-end stuff. Just because there's usually less eyeballs on that type of card. It's actually how I recently purchased a Billy Butler Superfractor from 2014 Topps Chrome. One of his better cards that he has, because there's not many Billy Butler Superfractors out there. And I know Billy Butler collectors that I showed the card to, they said, I didn't even know that was for sale. And I got it for probably more than anybody else would pay for it, but at the same time, I know know these collectors would have paid more than. I got it for much more than what the average collector thinks it should be worth, but I know for a fact that if they had known about that card that was for sale in PWCC, they would have paid much higher than I did. So I got kind of lucky. So it's just always checking these types of websites. MySlabs is great for buying and selling. The fees are very, very low compared to eBay. It's like 1 to 2% versus like 13%. So just make sure you're checking out all these different websites. If you want to start an Instagram, it's a great place to connect with other collectors. You can find other collectors that are player collectors of the cards you like. Facebook, there's groups for like, I'm in a Zach Greinke group and a Colorado Rockies group, and I actually purchased just barely this Bazooka Todd Helton rookie card. It's basically his rarest rookie card that there's only like 100 of them graded. And I found that on the Colorado Rockies Facebook group. And you can find stuff like that if you know what you're looking for. Twitter, I don't use Twitter much. I have a Twitter account primarily just for updates, but you can use it for sales and for purchasing. And so it can be a great place too. So just know where to sell and buy, know what situation to sell and buy. All of this can be just found through experience. I don't want to break that down too much in this video, but there's a lot of places outside of eBay that you might find your cards you're looking for. The next tip, collect a set. Set collecting is not dead. Even though it feels like everybody's purchasing high-end singles, if you want to enjoy the hobby, collect a set. If you're not collecting a set in some capacity, I think you're doing it wrong. And that's not just a base set. Like, pick a set you love. I'm not going to say what sets I like, because sometimes when you share the sets you like, other people say, oh, that is a great set. I want to collect that set. So for this video, I'm not going to, but pick a set you love. That could be 2018 Topps Chrome. You want to go for a specific parallel, right? Or a specific player, or the full set. You want to just buy the base cards and put it into a binder. That's what makes the hobby fun. Yes, it's great to have the rarest and coolest rookie cards of every player, but this is the part of the hobby that got the hobby going. Pick a numbered only set if you want more of a challenge. So I've done this before with other sets. I said I wanted to be numbered on every single card, and so it's more expensive, but you can do this over the course of 2 or 3 years like I did. I'm actually still improving some sets that are numbered only, always buying lower numbered inserts and parallels. Pick a short print set like you can see right here at this Mike Trout. This is an opening day short print. These are really expensive, but you can go for the entire opening day short print set that are hard to find, but they look really cool and they're short printed and rare. People like them. That could be a fun challenge. Pick a parallel within a set. You have the Cognac right here, the Jose Altuve from 2011 Topps Update. If you're a high roller and want to buy the Mike Trout, you can go after this set and purchase the entire 330 base set in the Cognac parallel, or you want to go after something like the X Fractor right here from 2022 Topps Stadium Club Chrome, which is probably a little bit easier than the 2011 Topps Update Cognac, but still you can do that. Or let's say you want to go for this numbered gold refractor, I believe out of 100 from 1999 Finest. Here's a Scott Rowland. Whatever you want to do, find a set you like. It can be rare, it can be cheap, it could be big league, it could be the most high-end National Treasure set for baseball, and put them into a binder. Enjoy. That's what I've done lately, and it's made the hobby much more enjoyable. You aren't looking at all the expensive cards and wishing you had them. You can go on to places like ComC and find really great purchases if you want to do set collecting like we looked at here. And my last tip is don't get too romantic about some cards. What you're looking at, this is ugly, but just stick with me. What you're looking at are Billy Butler Bowman Chrome autograph sales. This is from June 2006, and this is from the last couple sales in April through July of last year. I want to point this card out because I like Billy Butler, but a majority of people don't like Billy Butler, and that's fine. He's the one player that's not worth anything. He only has like 4 to 10 career WAR. Not a great player. I would not recommend buying him if you have no attachment, because you're not going to make any money. But one thing about Billy Butler you can see is when he was a prospect, when his Bowman Chrome autograph, it's a 2005, it was selling for about $50 to $100 raw, essentially, and then all the parallels were $100 to $2,000. The Super Fractor sold for $2,500, and they were selling like crazy. But since he retired in 2016, his last couple games with the Yankees, he didn't re-sign. There's only been 25 sales of this card since 2016, and there were actually 21 sales in June 2006 alone. That card was hot at the time. They were going for a lot, and a lot of people sold and made money, and some people bought this card thinking they were going to make more money, and maybe they did later in his career. And there were actually 0 sales from February 20th, 2017 to March 7th, 2019. So over 2 years, there was not a Billy Butler Bowman Chrome autograph sale. We're seeing them sell more and more now. I don't know if that's because Royals fans like Billy Butler, or if it's because I talk about him sometimes in my videos. Who knows? But either way, it's okay to lock in a profit on a card. This is basically if you're more of like an investor-focused mentality, or if you're trying to sell cards to buy other cards. That's what I do. I didn't just spend my own money on this Todd Helton rookie card because it's expensive. I actually sold cards that I had increased value, and then I bought this card that I would wouldn't have purchased otherwise. But my point is, if you get too romantic about the cards, when someone's playing really, really well and they're really hot in a baseball season, like Ronald Acuna Jr. right now, I'm not saying sell his cards. I'm just using him as a hot player because he could be a good long-term buy. Obviously, he's playing great and he's a great ball player. But let's say someone who's not Acuna, you might hold on to those cards and think, man, I love this guy. And that's true and that's great. But if you're looking to flip it, don't miss the selling opportunity in the selling window. You're not going to time the top perfectly ever on every single player, but that's okay. So just don't get too romantic about some cards that you own, especially if you don't love the player or love the card. It's okay to let it go and to lock in the profit and to put into cards you do love. So those are my tips today. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and I will see you in the next video.